Hello everyone, welcome back. So let's do a style study again in this video. So let's do Dragon Ball. And I'm going to separate this into male and female. So let's start with the female first. Now I picked up some references. I'm going to make the layer a bit more transparent and let's get into it. Probably one of the first things you can notice is they have a very round head. So the head actually goes something like this, and maybe a line here for the chin, and the face narrows it down like this. So it's a very round and large sphere. Now the rest of the features are pretty small. So the nose is kinda like this, the mouth is kinda like this. Actually, I think the chin is actually a lot more smaller, so maybe like this, and also a bit rounder. Okay, and the ear is actually a bit larger in proportion with the rest of the features. Okay, and the eyes actually are maybe one of the largest element on the face, so you can see the shape is actually like this. We do have different shapes, like maybe this, a more pointier shape, and maybe this. But in general, for females, I noticed this is the actual shape that is mostly used, including here as well. Just this one is a bit more rounder, so this one actually goes a bit like this. Okay, let's delete this part. Okay, and let's finish up this eye. Okay, and for the eyebrows, you can notice they're very high on the forehead. So they should be here, but they're actually way up high, like here. Also, you do have them down below, like in this case, but mostly they are very up high, more like in the middle of the forehead. And after that we have the hair, which is very round like this. Let's move this one a bit lower. Okay, and well, I guess that's about all. So in short, it's a very elongated head and very round at the top. Let's finish up the ponytail. So we have a nice ribbon here. And a fluffy ponytail. Okay, and here we have a few hair strands. So all in all, if you work with simple shapes, you can actually understand it a bit better and maybe even faster. Okay. Now again, it doesn't need to be perfect, so you don't need to stress out. This is just a practice exercise, so just make sure you're learning something. That's the whole point. Even if you're doing mistakes, you know, don't be afraid of making them. They can happen, so it's fine. Just try and enjoy the process of drawing and also learning. I would say in this case, maybe I need to add this eye a bit further apart. Maybe like this. And if I do that, maybe I also need to make the head a bit larger. Okay, and let's try some mesh transfer. There. I feel like the face should be a bit longer. Okay. So let's leave it like this. Oh, maybe the mouth a bit higher. Oops. And the chin is very, very small. Oops, I forgot to move the layer here so we can better see them. Okay, so let's make a new layer and try the grid out. Practice. Okay, so grid can maybe help us better understand the proportions. So let's make a new layer and let's see. So because the head is so round, I'm actually just going to do a full circle like this. Okay, and then going to the straight lines now. So the head separates here. Let's go to curve line as well. And here we have a line. Oops. And here, maybe one down here. This is the middle part. Let's switch color actually. This is the middle part, and this is the end of the head. So where the circle ends. So we have this part, which covers the nose and the mouth, and this part which is a bit larger. So if I take another line here, you can see this part is almost equal to this part, so this is why the eyes cover most part of the face, and the rest of the features, the nose, the mouth and the eyebrows are very, very tiny. Okay, so let's leave this one like this and let's move to another. So I'm going to go down here because this is very symmetrical. So let's try it again. So a round circle for the head, which is around here. Okay, and let's go to the lines. Okay, and here let's think. So we have this line, and this line. Okay, and also this line. So this is actually the faces, and this is the, well, cranium. Okay, because it's almost going outside of the face. The face is very narrow in comparison. Okay, and let's go to the straight lines again, and let's see. Here we have the lines for the ears, and also where I would assume the circle is going to end. So here we have the ears. Okay, and on top here is where the eye is going to end, so the ear is here. Okay, and this part is almost equal to this part, and it seems it's almost equal to this part, well, here. And we still have a bit of forehead. Okay, and let's do the middle line as well. And the eyebrows are almost in the middle. Well, I mean, they kinda end here and start here, so almost in the middle. Here. Okay. And I think I need to make the chin a bit smaller, so let's try the line again. Okay. Let's erase the other one. And again, the eyes cover most of the face, so they're very, very large. And the ears as well. The ears are almost as large as these eyes. But in general, the ears are pretty large, even if the eyes are a bit smaller. So let's move on to another one. And since I'm here, let's try this one as well. Let's do a circle again. Maybe here. Okay, and let's narrow the face. The face is a bit smaller. Okay, and let's do the middle line as well. And here I can just add this line. So this is almost where the ear ends, and it's under the nose. And here, this is the chin. So let's do these lines as well. And let's add a round line here towards the forehead. Okay, let's change colors a bit. Okay, so this is the chin line under the nose line. And let's see, this is where the ear ends, and this is the forehead. Okay, so every character is a bit different, but you can mainly see a pattern. So the eyes, which this here cover all of this, now it's covering just a smaller part, but in comparison to the whole face, they're still the largest feature in this drawing. So let's see, it's almost equal, almost equal, almost equal. Now the eyebrows are very low, but if we want them to look more like this, we can actually add them up and it won't be any problem. So again, every character is a bit different, but just by playing around with these lines, size, you can make an interesting character and also seem like it's in the same universe. Okay, so let's move on and try again. Now this character is actually have the head tilted and it's looking up, so something like this. So because of that, we actually see a lot more of the forehead. So let's try the lines again. Let's start with the circle. So because of the hairstyle, I feel like this circle actually goes up ahead like this, and because it's also tilted. And then the face, as we did before. Doesn't, okay, it's in the middle now. As we did before, we have the middle line, and we have these lines, and we kinda end here, make it into a circle, so like this, and down here as well. Okay, and let's change the color again, and let's see, this is the line with the nose, and this is the line for the eyes, and around up here is the line for the ear. So because the head is tilted now we don't have the ears matching the nose, the line nose, but we have them a bit up, so because of that the ear goes on this line and it's going a bit up where the eyebrows should have been. So because the head is tilted, now we have the eyebrows a bit more lower. I don't know if the grid was helpful in this situation because I feel like all the characters have such different looks. However, I feel like the base head and the base face is the same, it's just the different eye proportions, and also the nose and mouth are the same as well. Okay, so let's leave them like this. I think I was actually working on the wrong layer, but that's okay. So let me just merge these two together. Okay, and I'm going to speed up the process a bit and continue this practice. So let's see how that goes. Again, don't need to spend too much time on them, just try and grasp the style. Now I'm a bit more comfortable in working with lines, but you can actually just work in colors or direct shapes if you feel more at ease or comfortable, you know, just whatever works, just continue drawing. That's the main idea. And don't give up, you know, just trust yourself, you're going to get there. You're improving with every doodle. Now I'll stop here with the females. I'm not going to do a color study, I just wanted to do the shape. You can actually do a color study if you want to, it's really up to you. So let's move on to the male. So now maybe these are not the best references, but I feel like when you first look at the male character in this universe, the face seems a lot larger than the head. So in comparison, if you look at the females, you can actually see the round head and the smaller face, but in hindsight or comparison, I feel like the face stands out more. So let's make a new layer and call this practice, and let's try it. So I feel like the head starts somewhere like this, and we don't have a small face like the females, we actually have a more larger face. So this also can be helpful to show maturity. So let's see, and here is the nose, maybe here is the mouth, and a fun thing that if you're looking at the characters, you can't really see the upper eyelid, so basically the eyebrow comes very close to the eyes, so maybe something like this. Also, I noticed not too many details in the eyes. This, and maybe like this. Okay, so let's adjust some of these. This eye, I think it's here. This eye, maybe a bit here. Okay, and the eyebrows is going, it's a large eyebrow, okay, and it's very prominent. Okay, and the ears are are really big. Something like this. And now I'm going to add the hair. And maybe all of this is a bit lower. Okay, because on the nose line we have the ears. That ends on the eyebrows. And also we have a larger neck. Okay, and the hair actually goes like this. Okay, so let's leave it like this and go check the grid and see if we can improve. And what we can improve, so make a new layer. Let's call this grid. Oh, and I just noticed something. They usually have a larger, oops, was on the long layer, okay. It's not a pointy chin, but it's more like this, so it actually looks a bit more manly. So instead of being a pointy chin, okay, it's actually a bit like this. There you go. Okay. So the females are usually a bit more pointy, but also a bit more round. And for the guys, it looks to be more square. I think it's the word. Okay, anyway, the grid, so let's zoom in a bit. So let's well, I will do a circle, but I mean, you probably can't see it because I didn't make very good references. So I would say it's somewhere around here. Okay, and let's go to the lines. So one line in the middle, around here, base of the chin. One line here, which is also where the circle ends, and it's the same line as the ears. And one line here. This is where the ear ends, and the forehead is actually a bit up, but it's almost the same proportion. This part, this part, this part. So this is also where the eyebrows would end if he's not looking mean. Okay, and almost in the middle of this line, around here, we can see we have the eyes. So let's do that line as well, just to have it. Okay, and if you want extra line, maybe go with the jawline and see where it starts and where it ends. And maybe this line, usually the mouth lines and the eyes begin in the next to it. So it's basically on the same line here. And in this case, I feel like this eye is going over the chin line, so it's a bit larger. Okay, let's try it one more. So I'm not going to draw the circle, but I am going to make the middle line. The forehead line is somewhere around here. This is the chin line, and this is the straight chin line that I was talking about. Okay, here is the jawline, and now you can see the ears are up, a lot up than here, and it's because his head is tilted, so it's the same thing as before. We have different lines, so this should be the lines, but because it's tilted we actually see it something like this. Okay, and because of that, well, the ears are a bit up, so let's see, let's make the eyebrow line. And I guess let's add this line as well. We can see the eye is a bit over, and this chin line as well, and then the eye is a bit further away. And for the mouth, it seems to be almost in the middle. Now he's smirking a bit, so the mouth line is a bit outside of these lines. And this is a larger smirk than here, but if you want, you can actually make him smirk larger as well here. And let's say also, because the head is tilted, we don't have these lines equal. We have this line a lot bigger, this line is becoming smaller, and I think the forehead line should be bigger, but I don't have the reference, so let's go with what we see for now. Okay, and the eyes start around here, so I guess it's almost equal. The lines are almost equal, which is 1, 2, 3 here, and here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, so we can work with that. And here as well, I choose the reference so we can have them similar in this case, which I didn't do for the females, but it's okay. Okay, this is the chin, this is the jawline. You can see the nose is here, starting here. The forehead ends here. This is also tilted head, so the ears are a bit up. And this zone, yeah, I need to make another line here. Okay. Well, this zone with the forehead, it is the largest, and this one is a bit smaller. But if I add another line here where the eye starts, it's almost equal. 1, 2, 3, 4 equal, and we have some extra forehead. Okay, and the ears start a bit lower than the eyes and go a bit higher up, and they're still large ears as we've seen up until now. Okay, so let's try one more. I'm a bit unsure about this one, so I'm going to make a new layer and use the circle this time. So let's see, the cranium is a bit smaller. It should start around here and goes for the forehead. Okay, now we have a line here. A line here, the chin, the jawline, and this part. So this is the face, and this is the forehead, almost. And here we have the side of the head, so it's you can follow the bone structure. Maybe like this. Okay. Okay. And we have this line that's under the nose. The ear goes a bit under, and this line for the eyes. Almost. And let's see. Okay, so a bit of thinking. I believe this line is in perspective, so it should be a bit like this. Okay. So now it fits a bit better. So it's this line, this line, this line, and this line. And after that the head goes like this. So we have a flatter surface here. But this is indeed a more complicated angle. So again, the forehead should end around here, and we have a bit of extra hair here and going towards the middle of the face. And because I've drew this line, I can actually go ahead and just extrude the nose like a triangle. I think it should be a bit smaller. It should be a bit smaller and pointing down. Okay, and the mouth is very, very, very up high. So we almost can't see the upper lip and the zone between the nose and the lip. Okay, and I think here we have the jawline, and we also have a small mark here. So this is a more complicated angle, but with a bit of patience, you can learn something from it. Okay, and the hair design goes like this. Okay, we can add the rest of the lines if you want to. So this should be the eyebrows. Maybe this line should also be like this. I didn't do it right the first time, so every line should be down in this tone, because it's looking a bit down, and this is a full plane. This is another plane, and this is another plane. Okay. So I'm going to jump into the practice and see if I can make it work. Okay, so I think I'm going to stop here with this one. Again, they don't need to be perfect, you just kind of need to grasp the lines and the proportions, and you can move on to the next part. Okay, so for the last part I actually got some male and female together so we can see the differences. Again, I still feel like the female has a larger cranium and a smaller face, and vice versa for the male. So I'm going to speed up this process based off what we've learned up until now. And again, this is just my observation for this specific style, so they don't always match based on each and every character. Okay, and some bonus part, I wanted to cover a bit of the body as well, but the video is already long enough, so I'll keep it short. So you can find the amazing 3D anatomy work that you can take inspiration. You can also find a lot of books, so one of them is Anatomy for Sculptors. It's a really easy to understand book, and it's quite easy to follow and to learn. And if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, I would recommend this book. It's a bit older, and it's maybe a bit more complicated. However, I feel like you can maybe sometimes tackle into something more complicated, so you will learn a lot more things. And the good part about this book is that it's already, well, some features are already exaggerated, so maybe you will have an easier time learning the muscles. I'll link all of them down below, and in the meanwhile I'm going to speed up a hand drawing study. One thing I forgot to mention is that you can start off by just drawing normal realistic proportions and just buff them up so it will look more like this particular style. Okay, so now I think I'm just going to jump into the fan art and see if I can make a different character to look like it's belonging in this universe and the same style. So I'll see you later. I think that's about all. I kept it simple so it will look more like the anime, and I also added a bit of glow for the cloud, and at the end an overlay so we have a bit of texture. Thank you for watching, see you next time, bye bye!